We all have a story to tell. Some are just beginning, others have been unfolding for years. Welcome to the Shaman Stories podcast. Each week, I sit down with guests to explore their journeys into spirit, the challenges, awakenings, and the moments that shaped who they are today. So take a breath, settle in, and join me as we uncover the stories that lead us back to our true selves. All right, welcome everybody. My name is Jeremy Chimbert, and this is the Shaman Stories podcast. Today with me is Yogi Shivan. He's a modern mystic, a master healer. You have your own Ayurvedic healing center over in India. Thank you for being with me today. I appreciate it.
Namaste. Welcome.
Why don't you tell the people a little bit about who you are, how you got to doing this work, and what brought you into creating this healing center or working at the center?
Yeah, I'm from the extreme southern part of India, a small state called Kerala, and Trivandrum is the capital of Kerala state. And I'm from Trivandrum. And I was a hyperactive child. Then because of my extra energy, I used to make a lot of problem in the school. And my father saw the energy, and he, instead of punishing me for my mischiefs, he put me into a martial arts school for training.
Nice.
There is martial art called Kalari, Indian traditional martial art, which is closely associated with the yoga and spiritual disciplines. Most of the children used to go for this practice. So I was a good Kalari student. Then when I reached my college level, that was the time of the introduction of Bruce Lee, the karate kung fu master. Yeah. So I was fascinated with that. Then I became a karate black belt. Then boxing. I was the state champion in 1985. I was a dancer also, like Indian classical dance. I was unknowingly doing many things. I was using my body beyond certain limit without knowing why I was doing that. Then after my graduation, I went to Middle East. I usually from Kerala state that time, the early 80s and 90s, people used to go to Middle East a lot for making some money. Of course, that was the time. Then I was also a part of that, and I went to Middle East. There, I confronted the main complication of the money power and muscle power. This is what I saw. In Middle East, high people, they can get everything either by money or muscle power. But there, when I was teaching yoga and physical disciplines, and in Kalari, I learned a lot of this marma techniques. It's like acupressure, traditional method. So for neck pain, back pain, this sleeplessness, we can play with some energy meridians. So I was an expert in that. So I used to be known there, the guy with magic fingers. So it's modern world. So I was taken to the higher strata of the society. There I found the helplessness of the money power and muscle power in front of two things: disease and death. So people were miserably failing in front of that. When a doctor coming from Europe with a high profile saying that, oh, sorry, body is not reacting to medicine, so we are helpless. That time, I saw the real fear on the eyes of these people whom we thought the mighty people. That confused me a lot. And at the age of 25, I really disillusioned with all this material, projections, claims, everything. Because the end reality is the death or disease. Men are failing. I was also came to know I was also going to be defeated by this fact, death or disease. As a warrior, right from my childhood, I was not ready to be defeated like that. So there, from the tradition, I came to know there were many places this immortality is discussed in Indian tradition. So I became an enthusiast of that. I left that colorful life, came back to India, became a monk, wandering monk. Then I found a master who could initiate me the traditional method through which we can go beyond the mind, the real yoga, Kundalini Yoga. So I was initiated, then I went to a forest in my seclusion. I meditated for 4.5 years just for finding what is after death. Then one day I saw my body as I see others. It was a wonderful experience. It's called out of body experience.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to know that, my goodness, if this is possible, why people are crying or falling into these things like diseases and all these things? These human miseries are nothing. So there I wanted to share that wisdom with others. Then I came out from the forest. Then I started talking to people. People were happy listening me, but nobody was ready to follow me because they thought they'll also become, the sages, so renounced people. They were so scared of, detaching themselves from the things they are possessing. There again, I changed my ochre dress. Then I wore my normal dress. I became one among the society. Got married, started my business. So, living in the midst of the society, everybody can maintain this high level of understanding, which is called Prayogika Vedanta in India, practical spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I started this institution, and I am making myself available here. Anybody who comes here with any kind of problem, I teach this traditional method of India, yoga. I mean, how mind can be used as the most powerful medicine to solve your problems. This is what I am teaching, and people are coming and they are getting the benefit of this.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's great because, yeah, I agree with you, especially on the Western medical medicine, right? Modern medicine. It's the diagnosis is always worse than the disease. The doctor tells you you're sick or you have this and you have this long to live. People usually die exactly at that moment. If you're given 2 months to live, you're like, oh, okay, I'm done now. My 2 months is up. They don't want to try to see what else is out there. We have lost that connection to the old ways, even though they have been around the longest. Modern medicine is the shortest thing we have right now, but we have, energy work, yoga, the martial arts, all that stuff ties together and making us stronger. And on your website, you mentioned unifying the mind, body, and spirit. And I totally agree with that modality. We have to look at all three.
Yes.
And nowadays we look at the mind, maybe the body, not so much on the spirit. And usually it's here's a pill, now you don't feel anything and it's okay now. And so with that, like how do you normally like start with somebody? Like say if I were to show up to you tomorrow and say, hey, I have PTSD, all these things are in my head, what would you start with?
See, material science, reductionist science, based on our senses. We see things, we hear things, we smell things, we taste things, and we touch things. These are the 5 senses through which we experience this world. Our modern science is based on molecular science. So we enhance our vision through microscope, and we amplify the sound for supporting our ear. So the minute sounds are it's like amplified, and we can make it audible. Then the touch sensation. Of course, this much the seeing and hearing only we can deal with a lot, but touch, taste, and all these things very limited. So when we understand or try to understand the magnanimity or the secret of this nature through our limited senses, we are miserably failing. Like we know, we have the body. When we open the body, somebody's body, we can open, see what is inside. There is a brain, there is a heart. It's working like this. Even once, sometimes, people were, catching the slaves and they were opening a live body to see what is inside. Curiosity. This is how this science developed. But how can I feel my heart? When I open somebody's body, I can see the organ I'm using, my eyes. But how can I feel him? Their materialist science or molecular science is miserably failing because mind cannot go beyond certain limit. Our eyes are too limited to understand the infinity. Only 300,000 kilometers per second, that velocity only our eyes will recognize. Alpha, beta, gamma, theta, infrared, ultraviolet. These rays are there. We saw through microscope. Still, we are using the eyes only. So, how many dimensions of light waves, vibrations are there? We don't know. Where our ears, dogs are having better, hearing capacity than human beings. So, with the limited tools, we are trying to analyze the infinity. Here, Indian traditional science, once, thousands and thousands of years ago, they came to know the limit of the organs, the senses. Then they derived another technique, how to go beyond the senses. This is what is the fundamental theory of yoga. So when we stop the breath, mind is always busy, active because we are breathing. If we extend the breath, pranayama, slowly, then reach to a level where we can arrest the breath. It is called retention of breath, kumbhaga. Then the mind also will be arrested. There yoga starts. Yoga, chitta vritti, nirodhaga. You arrest the functions of your mind, then you can go beyond the mind. So this is the philosophy. So here, anybody comes, suppose you come with a physical problem. Yes, there are wonderful diagnoses now. In modern medicine, they are using very sophisticated machines to analyze the molecular structure of your system. And if there is a deformity, they can rectify it. But that is only 50% of our existence. That is the body made of molecules. Then what is your mind? You know very well that I have a mind. How you can influence the mind? Medicine cannot work there. Unfortunately, even mental problems, now we are giving pills to enter or control the mind through the muscle. It is not possible. There, we have to go to the fundamental theory or the technique of the function. I teach people how to look inside. Where energy is focused, it will gain more strength. Like now, light is here, but there is no fire. If I take a magnifying glass and focus that light and make it fall on one particular point, you can see after some time it will catch fire. So energy, once it is converged, it will change the state. Same way, this is what now quantum physics also reaching there. When energy is focused, when it is observed, the fundamental nature of the electrons will change. First, it may appear as a wave. Then, if it is observed, it will change its pattern. This is what the theory of yoga. When, suppose I have a disease, maybe a tumor in my hand, I focus my mind over there. The mind will get the strength. Once it is applied properly with a certain strength, the structure of the cells must be forced to change. When the structure of the cell changes, there is no more tumor. This is what exactly in yoga we are applying it. Any kind of disease or any kind of uneasiness. See, ease and unease, pleasure and pain, gain and loss. These are two opposites of the structure of creation. Without day and night, there is no day. So we have the balance. Yin and yang must be balanced. When it is in balance, body machine at ease. If it is out of balance, the body machine at dis-ease. This is what is happening. So here the change or the treatment must be starting from the mind. Then that change will reflect in the body. This is very much applicable and the most successful method of health management. So medicines can play with the molecules or the matter. Mind can play in the inner structure. When we make a union between mind and body, you will come to know something is experienced beyond explanation. It's like two gases you take, hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is combustible, oxygen is complementing fire. So both are enhancing fire. But you make a union between hydrogen and oxygen, what will happen? That both will lose their identity. Water, H2O, is evolved. Water has the peculiarity to put off fire. Same way, mind and body are always functioning on confusion. Life is a confusion. If you ask yourself, why am I born? You will ask, why am I born? Why am I growing? Hey, why am I growing? There is no answer. Why do I die? People are not happy to die, but everybody will die. Why do we die? No answer. These kind of confusions are there. So body is producing desires to pull on, mind is enhancing it, but both are confused. Why? There is an adamantine nature stopping me everywhere. I want to fly. Gravity is set beyond the floor. You cannot fly. So like that I'm moving. But when I make a union, yoga, between mind and body, both will lose their identity. That confusion will vanish. A clarity will come. That third reality, which is clear for everybody, that is an experience. That is what is called spiritual realization. Beyond mind and body, something is guiding us or something is within us as an essence. So the moment we become aware of that, body and mind will be under our control. We can balance it. Then the body machine will function at ease. It's an amazing experience. So no disease is beyond control to a person who is having this balance. No question is unanswered to him based on regarding his existence. This person will have all answers about his identity and his existence. So this is what we can gain through this practice. This is what I teach everybody. Like ordinary animals in the forest, they are not having any kind of stress or burnout like modern man is facing, because they are in harmony with the law of nature. They are not highly intellectual, but they are highly intuitive. So modern man is highly intellectual, but he lost the intuitive connection. Here, I train people. This is the fundamental theory of yoga or ancient Indian tradition. So I train people to adopt this wisdom in daily life as a systematic practice. Maybe 20-25 minutes they have to spend for inner observation. That will be the most powerful tool for handling all our confusions. This is what I do with everybody. The rest, the physical problems dealt by doctors. We have a team of doctors, Ayurveda, Siddha, homeopathy doctors, and they will take care of the body level, and I will train and take care of the mental level. When mind and body integrate properly, nothing is impossible.
And so you're saying reflection within the mind over the body, is that like a form of meditation, or is that more of a like just scanning yourself and seeing what's going on? Or is that kind of the same thing?
Actually, inner observation is called meditation.
Okay.
Meditation is unconditional observation. But unfortunately, again, once it is explained through our senses, we visualize things. Meditation cannot be practiced. It is a consequence of unconditional observation. It's like If I want a rose flower, I cannot produce a rose flower. But I can take a sapling, place properly, nurture it, take care of it. So I have to keep that nurturing in a regular basis. Slowly that plant will grow properly. Then one day I will see a bud is coming, and it will one day, after some time, there will be a full blown rose flower. The rose flower is the consequence of the plant and the nurture. Same way, meditation is something happening through unconditional inner observation. So that experience is beyond explanation, but that is the reality.
Okay.
So, like if you ask yourself, who am I? There is no answer in the domain of your mind. But if you practice the union between mind and body regularly, it's a practice, then one day or gradually you will start smiling. That means you feel something from the depth of your heart, which is, we can label it as inspiration, but it is beyond explanation. It's an personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because there's many different types of ways that I've heard about with meditation. Some people just focus on the breath work. Some people just stare at nothing and just stare ahead. Some people do like a mantra in their mind over and over and over. Some people will stare at a candle flame to try to be centered on it. So I wasn't sure with your method if they need to actually think about something or just be. It sounds like it's more just be.
Yeah. But again, different methods are leading to a fundamental science of your existence.
Mm-hmm.
The sign of your life is the breath and heartbeat. If somebody is lying in front of us and somebody said, oh, he has gone, he's dead. He said, okay, is he dead? We will go and check whether he's breathing, or he will see his heart is beating or not. If breath is a sign of breath is there, we will say, no, he is still alive. Bring some water, pour on that, give him medical aid. The sign of life is breath. And your mind is functioning only because of your breathing. So whatever methods you adopt, fundamentally you have to reach to the function of three organs in the body. Mainly lungs, heart, then brain. So these three organs are interconnected in a different mysterious way. Like if you are scared or you are worried, immediately a reflection will come in the heart. If you're scared, you will get palpitation. And once you get palpitation, you will get a tendency to take a deep breath like that. So if you take brain one end, heart other end, the lungs in the middle. So this guy, the respiratory system is the link between the brain and the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So reach there. Whatever may be the method you adopt, fundamentally you have to reach to the functions of three organs: intellect, instinct, and intuition. Intellect in the brain, instinct in the respiratory system, and intuition is in the heart. If somebody asks you who you are, will you give me this guarantee? As a person, you will say, I am the guarantee for you. Have you ever seen somebody saying that I am the guarantee? If you want to be so close to you, you will touch on your heart. I said, I am the guarantee. So that is the seat of our soul. In yoga, it's called Hiranyagarbha. So you reach there. Connect your intellect, instinct, and intuition, which we technically say I. I is not alone. It is a combination of three small I's, intellectual I, because you have an information. You are born, then your mother, you recognized your mother. Mother told you, hey, Baba, like that. Then you sensed it. Then your mother told you that this is your father. Then your parents told you this is what. So all our informations you collected, that is in the brain. But external temperature is high, you start sweating. Who told you? Brain didn't tell, but it is an instinctive reaction. It well in tune with the law of nature. Body is intricately connected, but it is dealt through this instinctive plane. Then third one, more deep into that, you're feeling I. When you leave the body, you know one day you will leave the body. Then people will call, oh, this is the body of that person. After you leave the body, nobody will call that body by name. They will say, body, if I die now, my people will take my body, my home. People say they will come for condole. They say, okay, somebody will ask, okay, has he come? No, people say body, they brought the body. Then it is known as only the body. So who left the body? That is the question. It is beyond our explanation. That is what is called intuition or Hiranyagarbha in yoga. So when we connect this intellectual eye through the medium of instinctive eye, reach to our intuitive eye, that is realization. You can adopt any method, but end of the day, these three eyes, three organs must be connected through breath management. Either you directly enter in the connection through breath management, or you try different methods. But finally, we have to reach to the inner core here. Kundalini Yoga is the direct access, irrespective of other things. Just close your eyes, three the organs, try to focus your mind over there, connect to the three eyes. That is Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini in Sanskrit, the stored, hidden energy within you. Nothing else. Many people are having different concepts and explanations. The root, Sanskrit root, kundalam, in meaning the coiled, like a dynamo. Mm-hmm. What is a dynamo? How electricity is produced? Two magnets kept with a certain distance. In between there is a spiral, armature. Then once the armature is rotated, you will get electricity. So how that electricity stored in the magnetic field and the armature. That is the law of creation. So like that in our body, there is an armature. There is a dynamo which is producing our life energy. Once the dynamo stops functioning, it is called a dead body. That energy, the stored Kundalini energy is called Kundalini Yoga. When you try to find out, you can see the cells, how cells are formed from the invisible subtle level, how the gross body is formed. There is a technique of creation. When you recognize that, you will be able to manage the system like an engineer. I take my car and drive, a funny sound is coming, I am panicked. But if I am a mechanical engineer, sound came, I know, that bearing is there, I will change it later. So that knowledge will make me happy and comfortable. But if I am not aware of that, I will be panicked. Same way, when I become an engineer for myself, I know all my functions are, how it is functioning. Any problem comes, I know how to rectify it. Mm-hmm. The yoga is connecting our attention, union between our attention and the body. That's all. So any kind of method you can use, but finally you will merge into your body.
And so touching on the Kundalini, at least here in the West, it's always described as like a snake, and the energy has to go up through all the chakras, and then finally it comes out and you find bliss, I guess. I've never done it, but you're saying no, it's just, it's really just connecting to those three organs. And then from there, you get a better sense of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it is right. Because in India, everything is conveyed through symbols. What is a snake? If you see a snake resting, it is in a spiral shape. Yep. You bang it, wake him up, it will open, and the energy, immediately you can see how energy is manifested. Same way, the spiral shape is kept as the stored energy. As I told you, the armature is the spirally, arranged coated copper wire. It's a spiral. Yep. But if you open it, you can see a long wire. Same way, energy is coiled like spiral way within the body. So that is the symbol of snake. Yep. And once that snake is awakened or irritated or observed, then it will change its position or change its manifestation. When you see the change of manifestation, change the energy from one level to other, you will see how your cells are formed or how it is integrated from a subtle level. See, light is now modern science also saying light is energy packets, continuous flow of energy packets. When light is condensed, sound evolved. When the condensed sound is attaining the form of matter. So actually, your body is a combination or the transformation from the electromagnetic radiation to light, from light to sound, from sound to matter. So how we can go back, unravel these things, open it up. That opening up is called Kundalini Yoga. The symbol of snake is like disintegrating the structure of a molecule. That's all.
Okay. Makes sense. And so trying to think of the best way to ask this. So when someone comes to you, like, I guess, how long do you work with them before they find that the reflection point, or they can fully understand themselves better in order to get forward with healing? Do you find, at least those of us from the West, take a lot longer because we're stuck in our heads more than maybe other cultures that are more open to these things?
See, again, the Western, Eastern, Northern, Southern, all these things are in our mind. Mind is always confused with filled informations. Here what we do, we train everybody to look inside. When we try to look inside, the mind will become empty. It's like there is a board written many things. So what I have to do for writing something substantial, just clean it up.
Okay.
Same way, everybody can clean the mind through sleep. Why nature is asking everybody to sleep? The whole day we are working, informations, dealing, everything, the mind is really tired. Then body will say enough is enough. Then it will produce serotonin and you will feel sleepy. When you sleep, the mind will be completely rearranged. The essential things will be stored, the other things will be ignored. That's what we call, okay, I forgot about it, because it was irrelevant for the senses. I mean, for your real soul. So when you wake up in the morning, you are fresh. That is what is called nidra. It's an ordinary sleep. Here we can practice yoga nidra, artificial sleep, which is called meditation. So we have to learn that technically. Here we need maximum 28 days. Here we organized the training packages with 7, 14, 21, 28 days. Again, it is closely associated with the law of nature. See, a person who is mentally disturbed, we call him lunatic. You know why? Because lunar energy is directly controlling our mental activities. Ladies who are having the menstrual cycle, active menstrual cycle, if that person is healthy, usually the gap between two cycles, 28 days.
Yep.
You know why? Because the production of an egg and the usage, everything is codified with the rotation of the moon. In Ayurveda, it is clearly stated, Uchendu Hedu Pradima Sartavam. 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, it is written. So when the moon make one full circle around the earth, within the 28 days, in a healthy lady's body, an egg will be produced. Once it is not used, body will discard it and start producing again. So everything is connected to these kind of things. So mind is closely associated with the cycle of moon or energy from the moon. So here, when we make this 28 days divided into 4, then first 7 days we will train the person to clean the mind. Introduction or preparation. Then The second 7 days, we will put the seed, how to meditate. Then we will observe the third section, we will structure it, establish it. And the last 7 days, the idea will be concretized. Then the person who is coming over here will come to know now what I should do in future. So this is only a perfect training. Mm-hmm. Then that training should be adopted and continued as a daily practice in the rest of the life. Like you go to a music class to learn piano, the instructor will give you some instructions how to place the fingers and make notes. When you keep practicing in a regular basis, within few years, you will be a wonderful musician. You will start enjoying your music and make others also enjoy. Same way, we have to learn how to create our music within. So here the training is given. Then everybody can learn within 14 to 28 days. They can learn the basic disciplines of body-mind management. I mean the introduction of meditation. Then when they go home, I need only 24 minutes a day. This is what I experienced and instructed by our masters also. We have 24 hours. Take 1 minute from each hour. Sacrifice that 24 minutes for inner observation in a scientific way, unconditionally. This is what even Jesus used to tell everybody. Practice unconditional love. If you practice love through the medium of your mind, definitely you will be conditional. Without condition, mind cannot work. So when we go beyond the mind, you will become unconditional. That practice of going beyond the mind is called meditation. That's just 24 minutes. Everybody can practice, whether they are coming from east or west or north or south. Basically, we are all human beings.
True. I guess I made the delineation because I see a lot of cultures that are more open to things like what you do with meditation versus over here, at least in the States, a lot of people are stuck on their cell phones, social media. They get so hung up and worried about every little thing they're getting told that a lot of them don't even know how to live without their cell phone for 24 minutes, let alone sit quietly. And I see it with my own kids where it's like, just sit down and relax. Like you don't need anything, just be. And it's really hard for some people, especially today with all the modern technology. So I guess that's really where the delineation was of what I was thinking. West and East is more culture, but I agree. We're all humans. We're all the same. There's different influences everywhere that I think just might impact us more than others.
Yeah, but another thing we have to keep in mind, if you put little effort to meditate, gradually you will be addicted on that. It's like any other sports. If you see the experience of cyclists, like 20 kilometers, 25 kilometers, they cycle. And sometimes after many years of practice, their knee will be damaged. Many people used to come to me. They are in severe pain, but still they cycle. When I tell them, come on, stop cycling for a while. They say, no, I cannot. You know why? They're addicted.
Yeah.
When you do something in a regular basis and give little pain, initially it will be paining. But slowly, when you give that rhythmic movement, body will be forced to withstand that pain. For that purpose, body will produce some kind of hormones, like very minute painkillers. That painkillers will become like a good intoxicants. They start enjoying the rhythmic movement, and that toxins or the painkillers will be produced. Actually, we have the capacity, potential of producing high, powerful painkillers like morphine, then cocaine. Body can produce it. Have you heard about that?
No.
It was an amazing news for me. See, we have the system fight or flight.
Yep.
When we were in the forest, we are born in the forest. So we were like animals. So there was no much protection. So fighting, the survival for the fittest. That is the law of nature. So if I move with my child, a tiger is facing me. As a human being, I cannot protect my child. Then nature kept a technique inside. So immediately the brain will produce. There are glands like pituitary, pineal glands, and adrenal glands. So these glands will produce certain toxins. I will become in a mood either fight or flight. I will become furious, like as aggressive as the tiger to protect my child. So either I fight back or I will run faster than the tiger with my child. This is the technique. So we have that potential. Or if I meet with an accident now in a lonely area, nobody is there, I lost my hand. Technically, if pain goes beyond certain limit, the person will faint. But if I come to know no one around me, if I faint, I will die. Then immediately my autonomic nervous system will be activated. The temperature will come down. Blood will be clotted fast. I take the hand piece and keep it in the ambit I will look for. I may walk kilometers to get a medical aid. And how I manage the strong painkillers immediately produced by brain and withstand the pain. When I see somebody, I make sure that, now medical aid is available, then only I will faint. Up to that moment, I will survive. This is the hidden system. So in yoga, we make extreme situations to confuse the body, whether it is like a dangerous situation. Stop the breath beyond certain limit, then the autonomic nervous system will be activated. Same way, when the cyclist or any kind of martial art or music, they practice hours and hours, then some kind of, intoxicants will be produced. That is what is called lahari in Sanskrit. Lahari means intoxication. So the cyclist, years and years, he was addicted to that intoxicant and he cannot stop cycling. Like as a martial artist, I know that all, violent movements will slowly take me to a silence. The way I sleep after a long hours practice, strenuous practice, I sleep like a baby. Again, with more power, I come for more practice. So that practice made me addicted to that. Even now, I have certain physical structures. I cannot stop doing that because I'm addicted to that. When we meditate, this is the main thing. Without any movement, relaxed way, without any wear and tear, we focus inside, create a situation of like death-like situation through practice. Then body will produce many different types of intoxicants like morphia, LSD. We in India, people put a bindi or mark over here. Usually ladies, they put a saffron. Men will put a sandal. People do it now they think it is a fashion or a belief, but technically it is advised to trigger the pineal gland. Once the pineal gland is triggered, consciously or unconsciously, it can produce something similar to dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah.
Dimethyltryptamine is available in the LSD.
Yep.
So see, everything is well connected. You try to focus here every day, you will get some different colors and some initial pains, and gradually you will start enjoying looking there with a closed eye. Something will be extraordinary feeling and you cannot explain, but you will not stop doing that. How? When mind is trying to go beyond certain limit, it will become, it will produce something. Body will produce something like a very, very powerful hormones. That will become an addiction, a positive addiction. So no other drug can overtake this guy. Yeah, like the most expensive drug is coming in front of me. I will say, thank you, I don't want that. You know why? I have much more powerful, intoxicant in my body, which is regenerative. When we use a drug from out and get that intoxicated state, that will destroy the brain cells. It is degenerative. But when I sit in my loneliness and develop or create some hidden or activate some hidden organs, then get intoxicated, that will refresh my brain and it will restructure my brain. So that is a positive addiction. The other one is a negative addiction. So meditation, if we force ourselves to do at least 3 months, we will be addicted to that. Then nobody will stop it. See, like a phone is coming to me, whatever may be the interesting subject which is coming to me, and I am enjoying it. But meditation time comes, I will say, okay, enough. Now I need higher intoxication. I will go there. So it was mandatory in India.
Okay.
That is the key. As a child, I was forced to sit on floor for minimum 10 minutes in front of a lamp. Otherwise, there was no dinner served. As children, of course, we were forced to do that. To get the dinner, I was sitting there chanting something without knowing what it is. But that made a habit on me to sit on floor minimum 10 minutes. When I grew up, I came to know the value of that. Then slowly I shifted to a practice, a disciplined practice by myself. So that's why in India you can see people are not well organized. It's an organized chaos, but something is there in between this, these ups and downs. That is what is called that spiritual consistency, which is the root of the immunity also.
Interesting. No, yeah, I agree. Because when I was in the military, we would do a lot of running, and before I got injured, you would run, and we'd go on, sometimes 4, 6, 8 miles. You would be running, you'd be tired, and then you just hit this wall, and you'd break through the wall, and it was just like there was no more pain, and you're just in the zone. Right. Your footstep, your breath, everything's in sync, and you're just going. But the minute you stop, it's gonna be hard to start up again. But you just kept going, and it was just like there was no pain. Everything was just quiet, and you're just in the zone and just going. It's an incredible feeling.
Yes. Yes, that's why when we exert our muscles, of course, where the age will stop us, wear and tear will be there. But what is the benefit of meditation? Actually, we become aggressive in the stillness. So the other external sports are moving the muscles and getting that intoxication. In yoga, rest the functions of the muscles and get that intoxication. That is the key. There is no wear and tear. But in the external way, wear and tears are there. But here, no wear and tear and more intoxication than the activity.
Nice. And so, I guess, is there any interesting healing stories of people who have come to you with something and then they've worked with you? And I don't know, because you mentioned cancer, focusing on the cancer cells and kind of breaking it up and making it disappear. Do you see that normally, or is that just has that happened before for you?
Yes, I have data, because now most of the people who are coming here are having this lifestyle diseases. They control it. They're not healing it. They're controlling through with the help of steroids. Yeah. They know it's only a management. It is not the cure. But here, when these people come, we make a record how it was, what are the medical aids they already got, and then we introduce these people into this pattern. It's like Panja Bala Siddhanta in Indian traditional science. Panja means 5, Bala means energy. Our body has 5 types of energies, and it should be properly used. First is Annabalam. You have to eat like an animal. Animals are never eating for their taste. They are eating for the need. So we should learn. We are nothing but social animals. Man is not different than other animals and birds in front of nature. We only make then separation that I construct this house, I am something different than others. No comparison among animals, only compromises or cooperation. So we should develop that. That is what is called anna balam. We have to have the capacity to use food as medicine. Second is asana balam. We should do exercise as per the need, not for getting the appreciation. Yeah. Even now, many yoga practitioners are doing certain things for as a performance. Actually, these stretches are powerful medicines. Medicines should be used correct dose, correct time for correct purpose. Otherwise, that medicine will react as poison. Almost all medicines are poisons. The difference between the medicine and poison is only in the dose. If the dose is wrong, everything will be a poison for the system. Same way, exercise must be used as medicine. That is called asana balam, the power of exercise. Third is prana balam. Our breath is the main energy supplier. Without food, we can survive for days. Without water, we can survive for days. Without heat, we can survive for hours. But without air, how long we will survive? Maximum 2 to 3 minutes. So breath, air is the most important energy which we have to depend on. That is what is called pranabalam, breath power. The fourth is manobalam. Mind should be trained to be focused. Once mind is distracted, then there is no energy. Once it is focused, it will attain gigantic power. That is what is called manobalam. So when we learn to manage these four powers, whenever we are in need, we can use aushadha balam, medicine. But unfortunately, now modern man is depending only on one energy, medicine. Any disease, medicine. They are ignoring these four fundamentals. It's like trying to construct a house without a foundation. What kind of work is that? How senseless it is. We have to lay the foundation first. Food power, exercise power, breath power, and mind power. Lay the foundation properly through daily practice. Then whenever you are in need, take a medicine. It will work like the ghee in the fire. So this is what we have to do. This is what we are teaching everybody. When we get into this, nothing is impossible. So when we adopt this technique, we see significant improvement within 14 to 28 days. Then after 3 months or 6 months of their practice, they come back for refresher course. Mm-hmm. When we take the report before and after, we will keep as a record. Now everybody needs data, no? We are keeping it, and it is visible. And we are a certified hospital. We have an accreditation called NABH, National Accreditation. It's India government's accreditation for this alternative medicine.
Yes. And with the food aspect, do you find each person is different on what they should eat, or do you recommend a specific diet across the board? So like only vegetarian, maybe some meat, raw vegan, obviously, no processed foods, no chemicals. I'm in the belief of, fresh as much as possible. If you can't get organic, get it fresh. But do you think that meat's okay for the diet, or is it strictly just like vegetarian or vegan?
See, you're right. Eat as fresh as possible. Yeah. But we must know the nature of our system. This is only a machine made by nature. A tiger, which is having the cannons, it's carnivorous. It is made. Its system is made to produce blood from the blood. So it can eat raw meat and produce blood from the raw meat. Our system is produced to make blood from vegetables and fruits. Okay. That is why we have the flat teeth. And see the movement of the lower jaw. It's like a grinder, like an elephant, cows, bulls, they have to chew a lot, cut, then chew. But carnivores, other animals, meat eaters, they have only the scissor movement. It has no churning, it's like grinding movement.
Yeah.
Cut, swallow, cut, swallow. So it's like a electric car or a petrol car and a diesel car. If you fill diesel in the petrol car, both are cars, but you put diesel in the car, petrol car, it will be in trouble. Same way, we must know what kind of machine is here. The processor, whatever we eat, should be disintegrated and converted into energy. That is what is called even conscious breathing. In India, we were advised to focus on food and eat. Don't listen to music or read something or watch TV and eat. You know why? Attention is the real player. There are 3 ways of management of our system. It's called yoga. Yogic way you can live. Bhoga means a materially connected person or entangled person. And a rogi means a diseased person. Yogi, bhogi, rogi. Most of the people are rogis. You know why? Because they don't know what's happening inside and what do they eat. Based on eating, they are getting into troubles. Just for example, when a mango comes in front of me, if I see the mango before I eat, I will just see the science behind the mango. Immediately in my mind, there will be a mango tree. The solar panels, the leaves are there. It is getting sunlight. Photosynthesis is happening. And slow that process, that plant is integrating 5 energies: earth energy, water energy, fire energy, then air energy, and sound energy. It is processing and producing a wonderful fruit as mango. So when it comes in front of me, first my nose will take the aroma. Immediately my glands, the salivary glands will produce different saliva based on the nature of that molecule. Because our inner mind has the data of the molecular combination of a mango, its memory, our genetic memory. Then eyes will carry that senses to the brain. Immediately my brain will come to know, yes, 5 energies integrated. Now my system is going to disintegrate that energy in my stomach. Where there is a disintegration, there is a liberation of energy. So when my mind works in that energy plane, I am not only eating, I am really getting connected to the cosmic 5 energies. That is a yogic eating. Eat with awareness.
Okay.
If I am a bogi, a materially entangled person, I will watch a TV and just throw the pieces in my mouth. I am not aware of it, what's happening. That is a blind life. Then if I am a rogi, means I overeat and go to the toilet, diarrhea. That is rogi. So we can have the life in 3 dimensions. So this is what we should learn. So coming back to your question, you can eat whatever you want, but you must be aware of the capacity, the power of your digestive juice. It's called Jadara Agni, the power of digestion. Mm-hmm. A guy who is doing very hard work, climbing on a tree or working in the factory, he has to eat meat because he needs that much energy. But a person who is sitting in front of a computer for hours and hours, if he eats meat, he will be in trouble. Mm-hmm. Mainly, our system doesn't know how to convert blood into blood. So if you have that much capacity, body can manage, it can adopt everything. But if you are not having that much digestive power and you are doing only simple jobs, less muscle power or muscle effort, and eat hard, very solid food, body will fail to disintegrate that. Once a food is kept in the body as a disintegrated molecule, it will be stored in safe places, which is in the liver and the other part of the body. Then that will make the body heavy and it will be clumsy. Then gradually that weak body will become the source of other germs to develop. One by one, that person will be into many, many diseases.
Okay. Yeah, because I looked into Ayurvedic principles a long time ago, and if I remember correctly, depending on what type of, I guess, body type or element within your body, depended on the type of food you should eat, like whether it's hot, cold. There was all these different nuances based upon the person themselves. I think it was the prana or the prama. I
Yeah,
don't.
there is a common saying that vata, pitta, kapha. It's a
Yeah.
popular thing, a fashion. Here also now we are in trouble. You know why? They come, Guruji, am I vata or pitta or kapha? They ask. But again, it is, brain is always running after informations. Vada in Sanskrit, Vayu plus Tapa. You have a certain temperature in the body which is called Tapa, and the air you breathe in is Vayu. So when this air is absorbed by the fire within you, that will produce a particular form of energy, what is called Vada. Vayu plus Tapa. That's called Vada.
Okay.
It's a combination of air and fire, subtle form of energy. When this air and fire mix each other, join each other, it will condense to form a liquid heat, which is called pitta, bile juice. So that's called pitta. So the condensed fire is called pitta. It's like acid.
Yeah.
Acid is liquid, but it is fire. When that pittam is more condensed, attain the molecular form, that is what is called kapha, mucus, material product. So subtle energy, air, fire, then visible energy, liquid form of fire, then the molecular manifested solid part of the body is called kapha, vata, pitta, kapha. They are in balance in a particular ratio. If that ratio goes wrong, that body machine cannot function at ease, which is called a disease. This is the fundamental theory. This ratio will keep changing. When I am mentally disturbed, my vata will be a bit high. When I want to take rest and I ate some wrong food, then my pitta will be high because to balance it. Body has the inner mechanism to arrange this trio. So what we should do, we should go beyond this three, is called Chaturmandalam, in fourth stage. That is why we insist everybody to go by the law of nature. The real healer is the nature. Our body is intricately connected to the law of nature. So if we connect ourselves with that, the individual system will handle everything by itself. So we should support the body to retune. Like some people are allergic to sun energy. They say, oh, I cannot go to sun. Sun has certain potential, but what is the problem? The person's skin is failing to convert that sun energy into vitamin D. That is why that person become allergic. So what we should do, we should go to the fundamental level, or the immunity should be enhanced. Then the person can slowly go to the sun and sun energy will be properly used. This is what Ayurveda does. Okay. Ayurveda is not treating the symptom. That's why nothing is impossible. Why I say no disease is beyond control when your immunity is enhanced. This is what's happening. So instead of treating the symptoms, go to the cause. How the immunity can be enhanced. Once it is enhanced, all symptoms will vanish by the body. This is what's happening.
Nice. It's definitely a lot to look at, but no, it makes perfect sense. I mean, I really do think, the lifestyle that we have, the food, the stuff that's in our water, the air, the way we're not regulating ourselves, we're not going into nature. All of this stuff plays a role in our health, and then our mental stuff too. Like you mentioned, it's, what's on TV, all these things just play a fear and just bombard us in all different directions. And so just taking that 24 minutes to just do nothing and to be and to meditate and to recenter, I mean, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And, as a starting point.
Yeah, let me tell you one thing. Instead of worrying about everything, just leave everything to nature, because you cannot run away from your, given life. You must be busy. We can have millions of times, millions of things at a time. We have that much capacity, but we should explore that inner potential. Many people say, okay, Guruji, keep the phone away from me. If I keep the phone away from that person for 28 days, when he goes back to his regular life, again he will be forced to handle the machine.
Yeah.
Instead of that, train the person, use the phone effortlessly, and make yourself to enjoy it. How? By spending 24 minutes every day, a person will explore the inner potential. Then you can be 100 times busy than right now, but you will not have any stress. That means your inner potential will be properly utilized. So, no need to run away from anything. This is why, from my experience, when I was in the forest, it was easy for me to shut my brain because I was not talking to anybody, I was not seeing anybody. But when I came back, it was a challenge. First, my younger brother started questioning me. He used to tell me, "You are a waste. You are a failure in the life." My 3 years younger than me, because he used to hear about me when I was in Oman dealing with high level people and making money. So he was very proud of me as his elder brother. But when he came to know I threw off everything and renounced everything and went to the forest and grown beard and looked very thin and dirty, he said, "You are a waste and you are a failure." Why? Because he couldn't understand the value of the wisdom, because my presentation was wrong. Then I started facing his arrogance or this criticism. It was a challenge for me. I thought, oh, I was completely relieved. No, again, it was a training for me. I trained myself. I made use of my the power of meditation to handle that situation. Even though he was criticizing me, I started taking care of him, loving him as my younger brother. That was a challenge, but it was easy. So same way, I started facing everything effortlessly and having. Do you think that it's easy to run a business in Kerala, in India? It's not easy. But I am running a business, and I have a family, and I have my social life. So everything is possible. But sacrifice the 24 minutes for every day, then you see how wonderful your inner power is.
Yeah, I think that's a good lesson, because a lot of people think when they get to the next spiritual level, they get to that guru status, or they're elevated. They think that they need to completely get rid of everything, run in the woods, be the person up on the mountain telling everybody how to live, instead of just coming back and leading by the example, showing them I can do this too.
That is as if we are saying that if you want to be healthy, you should live in the hospital. Yeah. It is as same as that. Hospital is there only just for going in emergency situation. You have to go. Same way, sometimes you are tired of having the whole busy week. End of the week, okay, take a holiday, take your car and go to the beach or somewhere you go. That's fine. But if you want to be healthy and spiritually settled, you have to have the uniform and sit in the deep caves of Himalayas. No, these are all exaggerations. You can be a wonderful sage by simply spending at least 24 minutes a day. And internally, you can be a sage, as relaxed as an animal. Externally, intellectually, you can be as busy as the modern man.
Nice. Before we wrap it up, is there anything else you'd like people to know? Maybe let them know how they can find you. I'll put all your links in the show notes as well. I think I saw on your website you had some books too, and people can sign up for courses.
Yes, these are the methods through which people can contact us. Mainly website.
Okay.
All details are there in the website. Yes.
Make a note of that. All right. It's been a pleasure, man. I really appreciate you coming on and giving us some good knowledge.
Thank you. It was a pleasure for me also, because you have nice relation to ask substantial questions which can be used for the society. Yes, first we should explore the inner potential, and we can share that potential with others. That's what I strongly feel, the fundamental responsibility of human being.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we are doing. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if something our guests shared resonated with you, connect out to them. That's what these stories are here for. And if you're looking for deeper healing or support, you can always find me at pnwshamanichealing.com. See you in the next episode.